What's going on, Washington Commanders Nation? It's your boy Rio Robinson back with the latest and greatest from the Rambling with Rio YouTube channel where we ramble about the Washington Commanders. Today is Monday, March 6th, and Mock Draft Mondays have now returned to the channel. All right, to kick off the Washington Commanders 7-round mock draft with the 16th pick of the 2023 NFL Draft, the Washington Commanders select nobody, because we have traded back to the 23rd pick of the draft with the Baltimore Ravens for their first and third next year. Not sure that's exactly a fair or realistic trade, but we take whatever these mock draft simulators give us. So with the 23rd pick of the draft, the Washington Commanders select Deonte Banks, cornerback, University of Maryland. Banks has good size, shade under 6'1", 190, ran a 4.35 40. Positional flex, and the fact that he could play on the outside or in the nickel for us. And after losing Bobby McCain, we could use a guy that does so. And drafting Banks at 23 would mean Washington spent this first round pick on a DB for the first time in Ron Rivera's coaching career. I like Banks. I like his size. I'm going to do a prospect profile video with my guy Jalen sometime this week. But I like the cornerback out of Maryland, and I like the approach. And I'm taking the approach that we signed a starting tackle, Mike McGlinchey or so, in the free agency. So we're going cornerback in the first round. If you look at his relative athletic score, him and Christian Gonzalez out of Oregon, almost identical, 9.99, just about as high as you can score for a relative athletic score. His testing and metrics were off the charts at the combine, but he's a good corner, and there's expected to be 7, possibly 8 corners going in the top 40 picks. Banks is trending up as a first-round pick as we speak, and he's going to the same trajectory as Darnell Savage did when he came out as a safety out of Maryland, and no one had really heard of him until draft time, and all of a sudden he shot out. And he was probably going to be our pick at 15 if we didn't take Dwayne Haskins. And he ended up going first round to the Green Bay Packers. So we're taking Deonte Banks at 23 in a trade back with the Baltimore Ravens. And at pick 47, Washington's going to address the Hog Mollies, the big boys up front. They're going to take Steve Avila out of TCU, Texas Christian University. And he's a big mauler, man. He uses his hands well, and he offers what Ron needs the most and what Ron talks about the most, which is positional flexibility. Position flex. You guys hear it every time Ron speaks. Steve Avila offers that because not only is he a really good guard, he could play center as well, and he made his rounds and he made his bones during Senior Bowl week and during the combine. He's interviewing well. They love this guy. I don't expect this guy to be there at pick 47 for Washington, but if he is, sprint the car to the podium. You're getting a bona fide starting guard day one, and could be an emergency center and shit. We can use those, seeing how we played like 5 centers last year. Moving on to pick 3 in the third round. This is going to be our compensatory pick that we got by losing the guard Brandon Sheriff to the Jacksonville Jaguars at pick 97. We're going linebacker. We're going to finally address this linebacker position here in Washington with an athletic freak, a guy that looks like he was born to play Mike linebacker, to have that green dot, a true Mike to command the defense. That is Jack Campbell out of Iowa. I always believe in drafting Iowa players because this program really doesn't produce busts. At the minimum, you're getting a solid player that's available for the most part when you take a guy from Iowa. That program pushes out nothing but stud, solid NFL players. And this guy's a freak of nature. You don't normally or typically see 6'5" middle linebackers. This guy is 6'5", 249 pounds, and he ran a 4.6 40 and has 6.7 3-cone, 38-inch vertical, and an 11-foot broad jump. Absurd numbers for a linebacker of his side, and he can cover well. He does everything well. He was the heart and soul and heartbeat of the Iowa defense. He won the 2022 Butkus Award for Linebacker of the Year, and he won the academic Heisman as well. So this is he's a great communicator. This is a kid who takes his academics seriously. He's the guy that you want leading your linebacker room. Like Jamin Davis, Jamin Davis should be the complimentary linebacker and not he should not be the highlighted linebacker of the room. We need to bring in a guy who could do that. Jack Campbell, not sure if you're going to be around there in the third round, but in this mock draft simulator, that's where you were, and you're coming home to Washington to take over our linebacker room. A linebacker room of Jack Campbell, Jamin Davis, and Cole Holcomb would be a significant upgrade from what we've dealt with in the last couple years when we're playing guys like David Mayo and John Bostic. Never again. And we're going to go speed around through the next few picks of the draft because I'm not Mel Kiper or Todd McShay. I do not have an in-depth write-up on all these guys. Next pick at 118, we got the center out of Arkansas, third-ranked center on most draft pundits' board. Interchangeable guy. Just like I said earlier, this is a guy they say is a master of none but a jack of all trades. Sounds like a Ron Rivera guy, and we could use a center considering Chase Roullier has only started 10 games in the last 2 seasons, and we could save $11 million on the cap if we cut him in this mock draft. We cut Chase Roullier, Ricky Stromberg, come in and start, or you can back up and compete for the starting center job behind someone we signed in the offseason. Next pick at 152. This one's going to surprise some people because you would think if I'm drafting a receiver, I'm going to take a receiver with size. No. I'm drafting the eventual successor to Curtis Samuel, another guy out of Maryland, local guy, Raheem Jarrett. Raheem Jarrett, baller. Put him in the slot, put him on the outside. I think he's a big slot guy. I think he's a 6 foot, 190-pound slot guy, 4'4", 40, but he is a yak monster. Put the ball in his hand, he's going to make shit happen. We need guys who do not need to go deep or stretch vertically just to make a play. Get the ball to him on a bubble screen, a wide receiver screen, a slant, a flat. It does not matter. Get the ball in Raheem Jarrett's hands. He's going to make plays. And also, I think he provides really good value at the returner position. We've pretty much played void of a punt/kick returner for the last few years. And Raheem Jarrett, while he would not be at the top of the wide receiver group immediately, he could be our full-time returner, punt and kick. And we can really use that because Dax Milne ain't it. Dax Milne is a trash can as a punt returner and a kick returner. We might as well not even put anyone back there and just let the ball roll around because he offers us nothing. And with the 193rd pick in the draft, we're going quarterback. And this is probably going to surprise some people because you've heard me speak about this quarterback and it's not the most glowing reviews, but I'm thinking of the brain of Ron Rivera and this crew that's here, and this quarterback makes a ton of sense for what they want to do. Why pay Taylor Heinicke top dollar backup money, when you can literally draft the more juiced up, a couple years younger guy who just won 2 straight national championships the last couple years? Stetson Bennett. He's on the board here at 193. I think this is where he should be drafted. But knowing the NFL and how they thirst for quarterback, he's probably going to end up somewhere around the 3rd or 4th round. But he impressed me at the combine because Stetson Bennett did not look on tape to have a juiced up arm. He was letting that shit fly at the combine the other day. My comp for him is Taylor Heinicke because I see so much of his game, his moxie, as Taylor Heinicke. And taking a quarterback with the 193rd pick, I'm okay with his age at that point. Like I mentioned with Hendon Hooker, him being a 25-year-old rookie. Stetson Bennett going to be 26 in October. A 26-year-old rookie. So he's about 3.5 years younger than Taylor Heinicke as a rookie, which is crazy. But why pay top dollar for a backup like Heinicke when you can get the younger version in like the 5th or 6th round? So with the 193rd pick, Stetson Bennett, you are a commander. Although I think Ron them might have pause because they preach this character shit all the time and these clean character choir boys. Stetson was out here. He got a DUI or some shit after the national championship because he was out celebrating, got caught driving. That wouldn't prevent me or deter me from drafting a guy, but that may take him off some team's board. But at this point in the draft, you can take a flyer on guys like that. I think Stetson Bennett would be perfect to be new Taylor Heinicke here. Younger, cheaper Taylor Heinicke. Come on down. And we got 2 picks left in the draft. We got Mo Ibrahim and kicker Jake Moody out of Michigan to close the draft. Yes, I'm closing every mock draft off with a kicker because Joey Sly ain't it. I'm sorry. I know he's a local guy. I know he's from Stafford. I know he's a Hokie, but he not it. He misses too many extra points. He misses the layups, but makes the 58, 59-yard kicks. We need a consistent kicker in the building here. We get a younger, cheaper version here from college. And the best kicker in the country, Jake Moody. And with that 6th round pick, Mo Ibrahim, that's a running back that can come in here and share carries with Brian Robinson off brick. In my offseason plan, we trade Antonio Gibson. Mo Ibrahim is a natural running back, one of the most productive running backs in the country, someone I know well because he's from the DMV. He went to Good Counsel High School, same high school as Stephon Diggs and them. He's a DMV boy, baller, can catch it. He's going to go way higher than this in the actual draft. The mock simulators will catch up around draft time, but he lit it up at the combine. He has excellent feet, natural hands. He can do pretty much anything you need a running back to do. So to wrap it up, in summary, we took Deonte Banks out of the corner out of Maryland in the first, Steve Avila, guard out of TCU in the second, Jack Campbell, linebacker out of Iowa, Ricky Stromberg, center, Raheem Jarrett, receiver, Maryland, Stetson Bennett, Mohamed Ibrahim, and Jake Moody. One of the few mocks where I can say I truly know most of the players that I drafted here. I know exactly who I'm talking about. But I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm Brian Baldinger and I'm going to break down every aspect of an offensive lineman because that's not what I do. And I'm not going to I'm trying to bullshit y'all like that. That's all I got for right now. Let me know what y'all think of the draft and let me know what some of your draft prospect fits and matches for this team are. Let me know in the comments. That's all I got for right now. We're a week and some change away from free agency, a day away from the franchise tag deadline, where everybody wants to know what's happening with Lamar Jackson. And we're 20 days away from the NFL owners meeting where they should be voting on who the new owner is or voting our current owner out. That's all I got for right now. Hail to the Washington Commanders. Until next time. Peace.